Very good evening. So today we are going to see the installation of Python and how to execute Python program using different methods. So let's see the demo now. Before going to see the installation, we can have some idea about the Python program. So this is the agenda. So before going to learn any programming language, we should know about what is Python, history of Python, difference between program and scripting language, scope of Python, installation of Python ideally, how to execute Python, features and application of Python, variable data types, operators, arrays, list, tuple, set, dictionary, files, function, modules. So this will cover almost the basic programming concept of Python. So what is Python? So Python is a general purpose, high level programming language. Python is programming language as well as scripting language. So Python is also called as an interpreted language. So history of Python, we should know about the history. So it is invented in Netherlands early 90s by Guido van Rossum. Python was conceived in late 1980s and its implementation was started in December 1989. So Guido van Rossum is fan of Monty Python Flying Circus. So it's a famous TV show in Netherlands. So named after the Monty Python. So Python is a open source. So open source means very well uh, without paying any license fee for the software. One can download directly from the internet and you can use it. So this is the person Guido van Rossum. So he wants to develop the programming language which can work like a programming language as well as the shell script. So that is why the motivation, my original motivation for creating Python was the perceived need for higher level language in the Amoeba project. I realized that the development of system administration utilities in C was taking too long. Moreover, doing these things in the Bourne shell would not work for a variety of reasons. So there was a need for a language that would bridge the gap between the C program and the shell. So difference between program and the scripting language. So programming language, the source code is first compiled and then you can execute the program. A program is in general is a sequence of instructions. Computer can perform certain tasks. Script is interpreted. A script is code is written in a scripting language. So type of programming language in which we can write the code to control another software application. Scope of Python. Python is used in almost all the places. Science, bioinformatics, system administration, Unix, WebLogic, WebSphere, so in all the web server, web application development, CGI, Jita and servlets, then testing scripts. So how to install Python? So Python it can be downloaded directly from the official website called python.org. So from the above link, latest version of Python ideally can be installed. So latest version is 3.8.5. So what you have to do is open the new browser, open the new browser and you type python.org. So python.org is the official version. So official website, you can go to the directly go to the download link called about downloads. Then you can see the download for Windows 3.8.5. So I have downloaded this 3.8.5 already in my system. So see here, Python 3.8.5 is here. So I have to double click. So after the installation, you have to click, you have to install like this. Download for Windows, you have to click this particular link. That executable file is downloaded in your system. So once you have successfully installed, downloaded, just click this Python 3.8.5. It is the latest version. So you just click it. So install Python. So it will ask you option. So customize the installation, or you can install in the default folder. So C colon user MD app data local programs Python 3.8. So just click that install now option. It will be installed in your system. So we can see here very simple installation. Setup was successful. So just click close. So you can close it here also, and go and check it in with your start menu. So you can see here the Python installation is with this particular option, Python 3.8. So we can see here Python, ideally Python 3.8. So this is for command prompt. So all these things you can see here. So once you have installed, click this particular IDLE. IDLE, it is nothing but integrated development and learning environment. So this is nothing but Python shell, or we can call it as delimiters. So just you type any message here, print good evening. So if you are typing something, print good evening inside the double quotes, you are getting this output. So this is like interpreter. So each and every line you are typing, it is executing the output. So for example, I am typing A is equal to 5, B is equal to 5, C is equal to B plus 5, and I can say print C. So you can see the output as 10. So one, you should understand that Python is dynamically typed programming language. So I am not declaring anything like integer a is equal to 5 like other programming language. Here it is giving the error message, invalid syntax. So when I am typing a is equal to 5, so it understand that the value which I am assigning to the variable a, it is in the form of integer type. For example, type of, I am typing type of a, it will written as integer. For example, b is equal to 6.5. So again, type of b. So you can see here float. By assigning the value 6.5 to the variable b, so it understand that the value I am assigning, it is a float data type. Then For example, name is equal to Anand. So you are typing type of name. So you can see here string. So like that you can see the data type. We are not declaring any data type here for any variable. So by seeing the value which we are assigning, it will take that particular data type assigned to the variable. So you can execute all the code here in this shell prompt, and almost this is the first method. You can execute each and every lines as a separate code. If you are typing, for example, print, I am typing welcome to Python. So it is giving error now. So what I have to do is I have to give the single quote or double quote welcome to Python. So welcome to Python. You can see the output. So this is the first method using the ideally integrated development learning environment. You can execute the code line by line. It will execute. Suppose I want to execute this as a script or separate program. So what I have to do is, so go to the file option, go to the new file option. You will get new window. It is opening like a new notepad. So there you need to type the code. For example, print good evening, print good evening. After good evening, I am writing another statement, print. So welcome to Python. Welcome to Python. So once you have typed the coding, go to the file option, go to the save option. So the Python directly, it will take you to the folder where you are supposed to save the file. You can see the folder called Python, Python 3.8, the 3.8, so 32. So this is where you are supposed to save all your files. So I am saving as the file name as first program. So I am just typing um, h.py, or I can have some other name. Hello1.py. So hello1 is the file name. You can give any file name, and you can save it as a. Don't forget, you can save it as a Python file. Just click save. So you can see it here. So C colon user MD app data local programs Python Python 38-32 hello1.py 3.8.5. So we have saved. So how to run this particular script means, so go to the file option or go to the run option and go to the option called run module, or you can directly press F5 in the function key. You can see the output. Good evening, welcome to Python. So you can see the output. So same thing, suppose I want to perform arithmetic operation or the simple code. Previously I have entered in the interpreter. So A is equal to some value 5. B is equal to, so B is equal to 2. A is equal to, or C is equal to A plus B addition operation. Then D is equal to A minus B. D is equal to A multiply B. C is equal to F is equal to, so A divided by B, and G is equal to A modulus B. So after that, you just type print C, then print B, print E, print F, print G. So I have typed all these things. So just go and save it. So simple arith.py. So I am saving it here. Save. Go to the run option. File save option. Run option. Run module. So you can see the output: addition values, subtraction value, multiplication value, division value, and modulus. So this is how you can execute. This is the second method. First method, you can type the code and you execute it one by one. Second method, you can use this particular editor ideally, and you can type the code and save with the file name called any file name.py. Then using the run option, run module option, you can execute the program. And the same thing you can execute by using the command prompt also. So for that, what you have to do is go to the Python 3.8. So Python 3.8, so this command prompt option. So the shell prompt, it is appears in the command prompt. So you can directly type print, same code you can type it here. Good evening. Then welcome to Python. Welcome to Python. So you can see the output at the. So in one more thing in Python, no need to terminate any line by using the semicolon. So directly you can type without the semicolon, you can execute your code. So these are the three methods by which you can run your Python program. Then come back to the thing. Once the installation page, so this is a screenshot of your Python official web page. Then, so to understand the code, so indentation matters to do meaning. So block structure indicated by the indentation. Indentation means space. So variable, second one is variable. Variable, no need to declare a variable. So data type, no need to declare. So when you are declaring the value, so it will take it by automatically. Then Python code execution. So Python traditional runtime execution model. Source code is directly translated into the form of bytecode, then which is then run by the Python virtual machine. Your code is automatically compiled, but then it is interpreted. So this is very similar like how we are executing the Java program. For example, I am having hello.java is my original source file name. That hello.java will created as a file name called hello.class. It is a bytecode. Then with the help of hello.class, we can execute the program and see the output in Java. That will be taken care by the virtual machine called Java virtual machine. We used to call it as JVM. Here we are using the same thing called PYM. So PVM, Python virtual machine. So this is a simple code how to run Python. So what can I do with Python? So Python. So what can I do with the Python? We can do system programming, graphical user interface, internet scripting, component integration, database programming, gaming, images, XML, robot, and more. So features of Python. So Python is object oriented. So it supports the object oriented programming concept like polymorphism, operator overloading, multiple inheritance. So indentation is one of the greatest feature in Python. So by seeing the space, you can understand the code. So it is a open source. Directly you can download from the internet and you can use it. Source code also it is easily accessible. So very powerful because dynamically typing programming language. So no need to create the data type, mention the data type for any variable. It will take it automatically by seeing its value. Built-in types and tool, library utilities, third-party utilities. So you got numeric, NumPy, SciPy, all these things. Automatic memory management. So Python runs virtually every major platform used today. As long as you have a compatible Python interpreter, installed Python program will run in exactly in the same manner, irrespective of a platform. So it will run smoothly on any platform. So it is mixable. Python can be linked to components written in other programming language very easily. So Python and C integration is quite common. So it is very easy to use. So it is compile and link steps as in C and C++. So like Java, Python program also compiled automatically and to an intermediate code called bytecode. So then it reads and execute the program. So the Python development and speed of an interpreter without the performance loss inherent is purely interpreter language. So it is very easy to learn Python because structure and syntax are pretty intuitive and easy to grasp. So very similar like other programming language. So applications of Python. So Python is used to uh, do the following: desktop application, web application, database application, network applications, games development, data analysis, machine learning, artificial intelligence application, IoT application. So Python is not much suitable for mobile application. So top companies using Python. So Google, YouTube, Dropbox, NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NSE, National Stock Exchange, Facebook, Firefox, all of them they are using Python. So this is about top companies using Python. Python is being applied for real revenue generating products by real companies. For instance, Google makes extensive use of Python into web search system and employs Python's creator. Intel, Cisco, HP, Seagate, Qualcomm, and IBM use Python for hardware testing. ESRI uses Python as an end-user customization tool for its popular GIS mapping products. The YouTube video sharing service is largely written in Python. So variables used to store data values. No explicit data type declaration is needed. Variable is created once the moment you assign the value to it. It will take data type automatically by its value. So for example, integer is equal to a, integer b is equal to 10, height is equal to 5.5, name is equal to Raja. By seeing the values assigned in the right hand side, variable will be automatically, the data type will be automatically declared in Python. So Python is an all-rounder. Why? So the function programming features it has taken from C language. Object-oriented programming concept, it is taken from C++. Scripting language features from Perl and Shell script. Modular programming features from Modula 3. So Modula 3 is a program, it is divided into modules. Data types, you have text data type, string, numeric data types, integer, float, complex, sequence data type, list, tuple, range, mapping type, dictionary, set data type, set, frozen set, boolean type, boolean, binary types, bytes, byte array, memory view. So operators in Python. So Python supports the following operators: arithmetic operators, assignment operators, comparison operators, logical operators, identity operators, membership operator, bitwise operators. Then you got arrays. So Python has got four different types of array. That is, first one is list. List is a collection of, which is ordered and changeable. It allows duplicate members. Tuple is a collection which is ordered and unchangeable. It allows duplicate members. Set is a collection which is unordered and unindexed. No duplicate members. Dictionary is a collection which is unordered, changeable and indexed. No duplicate members. So now we can see one more example. So this is arithmetic operation you have seen. Then open. So this is another simple example for performing arithmetic operation. So instead of assigning the value, so I want to dynamically give the input at the runtime. So for that I need to write the code like this. Arithmetic operator is using Python. This is a command line. A is equal to integer input of enter the first number. B is equal to integer input enter the second number. So when the user is entering the first number and second number, it will accept the input, and that particular input is in the form of string data type. So you have to convert the string into the form of integer. For that only you are using that particular keyword integer here. So for example, the number which you are typing, it may be in a string data type. It must be converted into the string integer data type, and it is stored in a variable called a. Add is equal to a plus b, subtraction is equal to a minus b, multiplication a star b, division a slash b, modulus operator a percentage b. So print addition value add, print subtraction value sub, print multiplication value mul, print division value div, print modulus value modul. So just save this particular file, and you can save it in the, so already it is here. So arith1.py. So what you have to do is just save it and go to the run option, run module. So you can see the output. So it is asking you enter the first number. So I am giving 10. Enter the second number. I am giving 5. So you can see the result here. Addition value 15, subtraction value 5, multiplication value 50, division value 2, modulus value 0. And we can execute some more program. Open. So this is a simple Python code to find out the factorial. So I have saved as factorial fact.py. So save it. So already we have the file fact.py. So save. So just go to the option run module. So it is asking you to enter the factorial number for to find the factorial, enter 5. You can see the value. The factorial of 5 is 120. So this is how you have to execute your code. So we'll see one more code, factorial, then so this is a simple code to find out whether the given year is leap or not. So ex2.py as I have saved. So run option, run module. So enter the year. I am typing 2020. That is a leap year. So again I am executing. Run module option. So 2019. That is not the leap year. Then we'll see one more program. File open ex3 dot. So this is the program to find out the biggest of the three numbers. So file ex3.py. So just have run option, run module. Enter the first number 200. Enter the second number. Enter the third number 6. So it is the biggest number is 200. 200. You can see the output. The largest number between 200 and 150 is 200. So this is how you can execute the simple Python script. So we will see the array and other concept in the next video. Thank you for your patient listening. Thank you so much.